Disclaimer: the following video that you're about to view only contains audio only as it's from a wrestling internet radio show. If you are looking for wrestling video footage, you will not find that on this video. This wrestling radio show may contain strong language that may be offensive to those under the age of 18. If you are under the age of 18, please get permission to listen to this episode. Enjoy, comment, and subscribe.
Live from the nation's capital in Washington, D.C., this is the RCWR Show with your host, Lee Sanders.
Hope you all are ready for a great, solid weekend. And if you're a wrestling fan, this is definitely the place you want to be, especially tonight going into the weekend, as we got a lot of jam-packed shows planned out, and we'll give you all the details on that in the later part of tonight's show. This is a special RCWR Post Show because we are covering the events that just transpired at the Shine Wrestling 6 iPay-per-view event. If you were not able to order it, have no fear. We've got your full hookup over here. Of course, a warm, heartfelt invitation is extended to those that had saw tonight's pay-per-view. You're more than welcome to call into the show. You can do so by calling us at 646-478-3525. Once again, that is 646-478-3525. You can also take the time out to interact with us on Twitter at Infinity1Prod. And if you saw the event, we will be more than happy then to read some of your comments, questions about the pay-per-view tonight. And you can also hit us up on Facebook. Hit us up at Infinity One Productions. You know, this was the first Shine Wrestling event of the new year, and hands down, man, these beautiful women, talented women at that, they delivered. How about that ending to the pay-per-view, guys? I mean, talk about sending shockwaves throughout the whole wrestling community that supports Shine Wrestling. Talk about just those precious moments that happened there that's just going to be sending rippling effects for future Shine events to come. Let's just kick it off at the very beginning. I just want to tease you guys with that for now, let you all kind of marinate on what possibly could have happened right there. But it was pretty big. Let's kick things off and talk about some of the matches that we had got tonight on the pay-per-view. And again, if you weren't able to see this, no problem, we got your hookup. But man, you really can't beat the price packages that these guys put out there for y'all to be able to check out the pay-per-views. I mean, you could just kick back, watch it in the privacy and the comfort of your own home. If you have a HDMI cable, you can just hook that bad boy up to your laptop, connect it to your big flat screen TV, and you got yourself a pay-per-view streaming quality type of event that you can just have a drink, have some good grub, and you are just going to be chilling for the night. Hey, that's exactly how I rolled. I mean, you can't beat that. Live stream pay-per-view, $10 a month. Psh, I don't know about you, but that sounds like a pretty damn good deal for a Friday night. That's if you're into looking into other different wrestling promotions aside from the standard TNA, WWE stuff, yada, yada, yada. All right, so let's go on and jump right into it. So first match of the night, we had got Mia Yim in action as she had took on Tina San Antonio. Now, I got to be brutally honest here with this match. This match I felt really was not that much of a strong opener. I thought it was the wrong way to go with this match, and I'll tell you the reason why. Because with this particular match between these two girls, all this match really stood out to me in my mind was drop kick, drop kick, drop kick, drop kick, off the ropes, drop kick, clothesline, drop kick, pull the back of the hair, slam to the canvas, off the ropes, drop kick, drop kick, drop kick. No, you're not hearing an irritating loophole. There's no glitch. We're live on the air right now at 11:34 p.m. That was pretty much what this match was all about. And I must say, I know I'm still a relatively newcomer when it comes to the Shine events, but man, you know, I'm thinking about that experience I had with Shine 5, and I'm looking at this match opener. I just question the placement of this particular match as the show opener, because I really didn't feel it was enough to really put that meat hook into you and just reel you in to just kick on back and enjoy the ride tonight. It was just really one of the worst matches, I thought, of the whole entire iPay-per-view, honestly, and that's just being for real. You know, Tina, San Antonio, hey, I love my women nice and curvy. I love them thick. But, you know, it probably wouldn't hurt her a little bit, maybe to just lose about, and she really doesn't even need to lose that much, because, I mean, really, it's all in the thighs. I think if she were to just maybe hop on a treadmill, kind of work those out a little bit, you know, get it nice and toned up, I think it would really help her out a lot. But I definitely feel that she needs a little bit more speed in the ring. Not to mention she could use a little bit more training, so to speak, but this match I really didn't care particularly too much about. If I were to rate this particular match, and I actually did, as I was actually the head honcho tonight writing up the results for this event. So the results that you all are seeing at our website for this is courtesy of me. If there's anything that I might have missed, because I was doing a lot of multitasking, as I'm sure you're probably aware, feel free to just leave a comment at the bottom of the results if you see any errors or mistakes. I'll probably go back and touch it up later tonight, but if there's something I missed, just point it out to me and I'll put it in there gladly. But I would say match rating-wise, out of 5 stars, I'd have to give this particular match, I really don't want to give it a 1. I'll go a 1.5 out of 5 for this particular match. All right, let's go on to the next one on the card tonight, which saw Santana take on Leah Von Dutch. Now, that name should sound a little bit familiar to you all, because the story of this young girl, she had actually came across Edge. Edge, of course, WWE Hall of Famer, multi-time World Heavyweight Champion, WWE Champion Edge. He actually came across a very passionate essay that she had wrote explaining why she wanted to become a professional wrestler. And it was just really heartbreaking, breathtaking for him, so inspiring that he literally took her under his wing and basically hooked her up with his contacts for her to begin her career as a wrestler. So there's your backstory right there. But with regards to what she was doing in the ring tonight, she did pretty good. I do see the passion. I do see that desire in her. This was my first time watching her, and she seems like one of those type of people that has probably heard time and time again that she probably has no business being in the ring. She should probably look into a regular 9-to-5 job or something like that. Don't really pay wrestling no mind. She kind of strikes me as having that type of a demeanor of never say die. And, she had a pretty good outing with Santana right here. Of course, Santana, you know how Santana is. Santana just proved to be just way too much for the young rookie right here, as Santana was able to pick up an easy victory over her. Let's go now to our third match, where we had got our good Twitter buddy. You all know her. She was briefly in the WWE, but you all know her very well from the TNA wrestling promotion. Of course, Nikki Roxx, now going under the ring name Nikki Roxx. She was in action as she took on Kimber Lee, not to be confused with Kimberly, just Kimber Lee. This was actually surprisingly one of 3 of the best matches of the whole iPay-per-view tonight. This match, these girls were just going back and forth. I love the way how it just kicked off with these 2 girls. They just locking up for a arm lock, and it's a battle of the strengths right here. Kimber, she gets the advantage 2 times. Then when they try to lock it up a 3rd time, we see Roxy. She's just going all powerhouse with the suplexes, and I mean it was phenomenal. But good part of this match, Kimber was just really having her way with Nikki. I mean, we saw her doing some shady, dirty tactics in this match. We saw her just continuing to pull at Roxy's hair. And for y'all that might have not seen Roxy in a good minute, the way that she wears her hair now, it's short, but it comes a little bit past her ear. It actually looks very cute on her. I mean, she looks just beautifully, just stunning, gorgeous right now. You can look her up on Twitter, and you'll kind of get an idea of the type of hairstyle I'm talking about. It looks really nice for her. I couldn't really picture that hair being any longer right now. But we saw Kimber. She is just really having a field day, just going to work on Nikki Roxx. And, this was one of those type of matches you're like, man, is it even possible here that Nikki Roxx could possibly get one of her first defeats here at Shine, because she had popped up at the last event. Well, that wasn't the case. Just like at Shine 5, Shine 6 tonight, Nikki was able to pick up a victory. And, I mean, it literally just came out of nowhere, because it really looked as if Kimber Lee had Roxx's card, without a doubt. But Roxy just came out of nowhere with the voodoo bomb and was just able to pick up the victory that way. Of course, we got to talk about our good old commentators and the hostess of the night. Of course, we had Lenny doing his thing on commentating. We had the beautiful Daphne, who once again was appearing to be a little bit intoxicated, helping herself to the bar. Not as bad as the last Shine event, but she was asking some really, really silly but funny questions. Is that an arm lock? Is that move legal, Lenny? Is that move legal? I don't think that's legal. I mean, she was just really all out there tonight, just hysterical, just fun hearing her commentate. I was just really just loving that. Probably one of my favorite things of the night. It's like a main attraction. You order these pay-per-views and you just kick back knowing that Daphne's going to say some really, really silly stuff. And, of course, there was a serious moment that had came on tonight's pay-per-view where we had saw Rain, and keep in mind she had got injured at Shine 5, so unfortunately she was not cleared to compete tonight. She had been granted interview time, and she had issued a statement to Jazz, all the wrestling fans, in particular Shine officials, letting them know that she felt that she got screwed out of becoming the Shine Women's Champion, that it shouldn't be Jazz, that she never did tap out to Jazz. So she rightfully feels that she should be the champion right now, but she feels that Shine Wrestling has been using a bit of politics, a little bit of favoritism, and that basically she got shafted by them. And she promises that from here on out she's going to start doing things her way. That's what she vows. And the timing of this interview, it came at a very interesting moment, because this interview that she did, it came right after the match between MsChif and MsEERIE, who had defeated Made in Sin. Now, for those of you that are Shine Wrestling fans, you're probably hearing that and saying, wait a minute, what? Made in Sin? They got defeated? I thought they was on a little bit of a hot streak there. Yeah, their hot streak finally came to a crashing halt right here as MsChif and MsEERIE were able to, shockingly, true upset right here, was able to pick up a win. And we saw Rain just briefly cross paths with Made in Sin, who were very bitter about this defeat that they had took at the hands of MsChif and MsEERIE. As post-match, they did proceed to beat those two girls down with the help of April Hunter. So you're keeping all that in mind as you're seeing Rain come out for her interview portion of the show here. Just keep that in the back of your mind, because that's not going to be the last time that we talk about these women. All right, and in our next matchup, we had Ivelisse defeat Su Yung. Ivelisse coming a long way right here. Who could not forget about Ivelisse? Remember when she had went through WWE Tough Enough, Stone Cold Steve Austin eliminating her, telling her that he really doesn't think that she was that tough enough that she really didn't have that heart, that drive, that desire to really make it through the business long haul, and she's just been proving just match by match, time after time, that she deserves to be in the business, and she was damn right impressive tonight in her victory over Su Yung. Let's talk about the main attraction of the night, and I love the way Shine officials, the booking, the guys in the production crew, or monkeys in the back, as some would like to call them. I love how they handled the video package right here, hyping up Jessicka, Havok, and Reba Sky's rivalry that's just been going on for a good minute now, and talk about how significant this one was, because guess who was in the house tonight? The one and only Matt Hardy. That's right, Matt Hardy, who has been making his rounds in practically a good majority of indie wrestling promotions as of late. He's done some stuff with Ring of Honor. He's getting ready to do something with them again. Did some stuff at Extreme Rising. He's getting ready to do something with Dragon Gate. I could be mistaken. I got to double check on that. But the man's been pretty much everywhere. Now, for those of you that are wondering if Matt Hardy had got some type of mic time, camera time, he didn't get any mic time, but he did get plenty of camera time, as we saw the caution, concerned look on his face as he saw his beautiful girlfriend, Reba Sky, just get destroyed by Jessicka, Havok. I mean, don't get me wrong here, man. This was a damn good match. This was probably the best match of the entire card. I really want to give the edge more to the Nikki Roxx versus Kimber Lee, but I think this particular match just beats it by a small inch, just a little snippet there. But, you know, this was the match right here where you just couldn't help but kind of root for Reba here, because she was the underdog, and, I mean, she showed a lot of heart going into this match. Now, I've heard what everybody had been saying about, she doesn't wrestle, she can't really wrestle worth a damn, and, you know, I must say, with honest takeaway from what I was seeing of her tonight, she kind of reminded me a little bit of how TNA's Velvet Sky was early on in her career. You know, she had that potential. She just needed to continue to work at it. And, you know, I can tell that she does care about learning the craft, she being Reba Sky. And great effort that she had against Jessicka, but she was just really no match for this poor girl. Now, let's pick it up towards the end of the match, because this is where it got really critical right here. We see Reba Sky. She tried to go for a high-risk maneuver. She wasn't able to capitalize on it. And we see Havok. She applies a modified version of the Rings of Saturn. And we see Reba, she is not even tapping out. She is just in this submission hold. She is refusing to quit. And eventually we see her pass out. I mean, it was almost like a Bret Hart Stone Cold moment right here, only there was no blood, okay? And the submission hold didn't even last that long. I mean, if anything, it probably lasted about maybe 70 seconds if you're lucky. But we see Reba, she passes out, and Jessicka Havok, she's just continuing to apply the hold on her, not letting go for anything. And we see Matt Hardy, he's basically just had enough. He literally just throws in the towel, and I didn't even know this was allowed, but the referee, he's all for it. He calls for the bell. That is it for that match. So Jessicka Havok picks up the win. Now, post-match, we see Matt Hardy. He's trying to help out his girlfriend, and we see Havok. She was actually getting ready to attack Hardy, but he quickly looks up, and he's just standing toe-to-toe with her, and they're just having a great stare-down right here as Havok is looking like she's not even trying to back down from someone of the opposite sex. I mean, she's just staring at him like, yeah, I messed your girlfriend up, And what? And she has the audacity to blow a kiss at him as she leaves the ring. Now, eventually, Reba Sky, she does come to, and she's wondering what the heck had happened, and she realizes that her arm, it might be broken from the Rings of Saturn submission hold that Havok applied, but she looks to be kind of upset at Hardy, and it really wouldn't surprise me if she's going to be scolding him for a while there because he threw in the match and it's basically not what she wanted. Nice setup right here because it leaves the door wide open there for these two girls to go at it again. But great way to put a little bookend to that match, at least for now. I mean, the rivalry is definitely still there, but I love the fact that they got Matt Hardy involved in that. I think that's probably what's going to have a lot of wrestling fans talking about this particular event, and you definitely want to make sure you stay tuned because after I'm done running through all the matches, I'm going to give you my honest takeaway of this pay-per-view, if it's a must, buy, own, etc. But that was really one of the best moments of the night, was to see Matt Hardy just be involved in that whole picture. It was just truly awesome. All right, let's pick it up now and talk about the 7 match that had happened tonight. We saw Leva, and look at how high up the card this particular match was. We saw Leva in action against Kimberly. Man, talk about the respect that they have had for this rivalry. Leva being that insane chick, being that person with the different personalities. I mean, homegirl was just really all out there, you know, trying to find somebody that she can pair up with, and we just see everything that had been going on, and it just seemed like nobody in the Shine promotion wanted to have anything to do with her. But, you know, you see Kimberly, she's like, maybe we could do a little something with you. Come on, let's see what we can do. And we saw how everything had transpired at the last Shine pay-per-view event. And, you just think about that and you think about the long history that these two girls have had from previous Shine events. Was really one of those type of matches, really great build-up from Shine booking. I thought that the video package that they had hyping up this particular match, I thought they did a phenomenal job with it to really get the fans invested. And I was actually interacting with a good number of Shine fans who had ordered the pay-per-view, and a lot of them was really eagerly anticipating this match, and definitely this was one of the matches that I was actually kicking back and like, okay, let's see what happens right here. I wish it would have lasted a little bit longer. That would be my only complaint, because by the time I really started being able to get into it, it seemed like the match was already over. As we see Leva, she just shockingly managed to pick up a victory and shocked her to the point where she was running around the ring, giving everybody high fives and hugging people. She just couldn't believe that she had won. You're like, yeah, you won, hon. You really did do it. Let's talk about the main event match of tonight. And this is where the turning point, folks, comes into play. Of course, our main event match, it was Amazing Kong, but you all know her better as Awesome Kong, and I think we're just going to stick with that for now. Take on Mercedes Martinez. And I got to be brutally honest with this particular match. This particular match, I don't know what was going on, but something from Awesome Kong's side, it just kind of had me go, what's going on, Kong? You're not really bringing your top A game tonight. Now, remember, folks, when we covered the last Shine event, we were talking about her debut, and she did phenomenally well. Almost seemed like she really didn't miss a step. Of course, she was involved in a tag match as she had teamed up with Jazz. But in this case, just a straight-up singles match, Kong just really seemed pretty rusty is the word I would use. And I hate to use that word, but she just really came off like she just was not into this match. And it's no disrespect to Martinez, because I've seen what she's capable to do, not only at the previous Shine event, but I was able to see some other matches that she did in a few other promotions. And, I know what she's capable of. I'm actually a pretty big fan of her work, aside from her lovely tattooed body. She's definitely a great athlete in the ring. But I just think that Awesome Kong just really kind of funked it up, and I definitely wasn't the only one that felt this way. There's quite a few number of Shine Wrestling fans that have felt the same way about this particular match. A lot of folks were looking for somebody to maybe interfere in this match because it was just really getting all stunk up is the best way to describe it. Well, luckily, we did get to see this match get jazzed up, so to speak. No pun intended. And for those of you that are wondering, hey, where was Jazz? Wasn't Jazz supposed to be involved with this particular pay-per-view? Well, unfortunately, for reasons unknown, Jazz was not able to make it to this particular event. So don't know what's up with that, but it is what it is. Instead, we had got Awesome Kong in her place to take on Martinez. Let's pick it up towards the end of the match, guys. Now, we saw Rain come down to the ring, and she gets on top of the apron. She distracts the referee. As the referee is distracted, we see Maiden Sins, Allysin, Rain, and we see Taylor. They come on down, and we see them take a steel pipe quickly into the ring, and they do a low blow to Awesome Kong's leg as she's trying to get Martinez in a fisherman suplex. And this was kind of funny right here because all throughout the night, Martinez had kept trying to pick up Awesome Kong. I don't know why she thought she was going to be able to do this, but for some reason, maybe because she had an extra bowl of Wheaties, I don't know. But for some reason, she was under the impression that she was going to be able to pick up Awesome Kong. It just was not happening. Awesome Kong was trying to turn the tides here while the ref was distracted. But again, we see Maiden Sin. They come in, low blow Awesome Kong. She falls to the canvas. And we see Martinez. She is quickly able to capitalize on this as the referee counted 1, 2, 3. Now, wait, it's not over yet, folks. We continue to see Maiden Sin, now joined with Rain and April Hunter, beat the living hell out of Awesome Kong. We saw Su Yung, we saw MsChif, we saw MSEERIE, we saw Shine officials. They all tried to come down to the ring. All of them were just getting their asses handed to them by Rain, Maiden Sin, April Hunter. Folks, we even saw Ivelisse come back out and join them in attacking everybody. Once again, we see Rain. She gets on the microphone and she says to everybody in attendance and everybody that's just laid out all around the ring how she told them that she was not done, and that what they are witnessing here tonight is the birth of a new faction, a faction known as Valkyrie. And from there, they just started busting out this kick-ass logo. And, folks, that was pretty much the end of Shine Wrestling 6. That just had a lot of people drop their mouths and go, WTF, talk about mega hill moment. And this is just going to send rippling effects for future Shine events to come. Really great way to set this up. Now you can't help but wonder what's going to happen next. Is it possible that with numbers like these, with these women, is it possible that we could see the likes of Jessicka, Havok maybe go from being a heel to being a crowd favorite, becoming a babyface? Is it possible that we might see people form alliances that we never thought was going to happen before? I mean, how about Awesome Kong teaming up with Jessicka, Havok? Heck, maybe we can even see the two of these girls work with Jazz and maybe team up with Su Yung, the MsChifs. I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see how everything plays out these next several weeks. But there you have it, folks. A new faction is born tonight at the Shine 6 iPay-per-view. And hands down, I truly believe that business is about to pick up in a very big way with all these women well put together. You know, overall takeaway of tonight's event, I would have to say it was a very enjoyable iPay-per-view. Once again, really nice to be able to take a step back outside of everything that's been going on in WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor. It's really nice to be able to just take a trip outside of all that and go to something that you can really just appreciate, as all these women, you know, they really work hard, busting their ass and putting on a really great show for the fans. And as I said on our last Shine Post Show, I'm a huge fan of women's wrestling. I support it 100%. I've been a avid fan of it for many, many years, and they definitely delivered another strong pay-per-view tonight. I felt, despite that one-match opener, they did phenomenally well. I'd have to say, scale of 1 to 10, I think this pay-per-view did a very respectable 8.5 out of 10, and I do highly recommend that you check it out. Download it. There's really great ordering packages that you can really, you know, check out. There's no excuse. You know, if you got $14, $15, $20 you can spare, you know, go over to their website and check it out. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. You'll actually thank me later. And for those of you that want to do that, you can actually go to our website, and we actually have a banner set up that'll take you directly to their website. They'll set you up, get a little discount there. So have at it. Thank me later. All right, we're going to take a very brief commercial break, and when we come right back, I want you guys to know some quick programming notes, because we're in the middle of a very, very busy weekend that's going to bleed into this coming Monday. We'll give you all the details about that right before we go off the air. And in the meantime, tonight's episode is sponsored in part by our good friends over at FB Inception. You guys, if you need a little help when it comes to the ladies, having, you know, solo, you know, problems there with the ladies trying to hook up, well, holler at my good friends at FB Inception. They'll be very kind enough to help you out. We'll come right back with those quick programming notes and, you know, some more stuff. You're listening to the RCWR Post Show, coming at you on January 12th, 2013, 2 minutes past the... Wow, it's already midnight. It's now Saturday. Very good early morning to you all. Come right back, folks. Hang tight.
Live from the nation's capital in Washington, D.C., this is the RCWR Show with your host, Lee Sanders.
All right, and we are back, guys. All right, you're listening to the RCWR Post Show. Special post show coming at you right now, Saturday, January 12, 2013, 6 minutes past the midnight hour. All right, so for those of you that saw the Shine Wrestling event tonight, you still have a little bit of time to call into the show. You can hit us up. If you saw the event, let us know what you had liked, disliked about tonight's pay-per-view. Talk about your overall experience. Number to call, 646-478-3525. Once again, 646-478-3525. All right, and while we're putting that out there, let's get you guys caught up to speed in case you might be tuning in to us for the first time if you missed a couple of episodes this week. So basically, we are in a very, very busy weekend right now. And in just a handful of hours, 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern to be exact, I will be having a very special guest stop by our weekend edition of the RCWR Show. Now, true story, originally we weren't going to do a weekend edition, but I had reached out to this guest people, and I was very curious to see if I could get him on the show for an exclusive interview. And I'm a huge fan of his. I actually followed his career for a good number of years, and I actually heard back from his people. They said, yeah, we can do the interview, no problem. Look, let's do it. And very proud and very honored to tell you guys that at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern, later today, I will be sitting down with former WWE wrestler Gene Snitsky, folks. So you want to make sure that you check that out. We're going to be live on the air. If you have any questions that you would like to ask Gene, you are more than welcome to do so. We'll have the chat room be open for you guys at blogtalkradio.com/the RCWR Show. You can also submit your questions or comments on Twitter at Infinity1Prod. You can even email it to us, and we'll pick random questions, comments that we'll give to Gene to answer live on the air. But make sure you check that out. And also, for you YouTube subscribers, I know you guys are patiently waiting. We were trying to have it be uploaded for you all right now, but you're going to get a twofer. You're going to get this episode remixed for you all specifically, and you'll also get our TNA Genesis Call That Match special. Episode's already set to go. We just need to upload it. Blog Talk Radio listeners, unfortunately, this time around, due to our hectic schedule, you won't be able to get that on the downloads. The only place you'll be able to get this Call That Match special is going to be on our YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to us yet, you want to make sure that you do so now. Hit us up on the RCWR Show on YouTube. And really, we're making it exclusive because we hit a milestone on Friday, which is we surpassed 1 million views. And really, we just want to acknowledge our subscribers and our YouTube audience as they played a very significant part in our shows. And to think that the channel on YouTube is only barely a year old, and we've already got 1 million views. Huge honor. We thank you all tremendously for that. And we all are actually going to be having a very special episode of the RCWR Show that's going to be coming up in a couple of weeks. That's going to be dedicated largely in part to our YouTube audience. So make sure you're on the lookout for that. And, of course, this Sunday, we'll be covering live the fallout of the TNA Genesis pay-per-view. If you plan on checking it out with your buddies, you all are more than welcome to call into our post show at 11 p.m. Eastern, as we'll have the phone lines be open for live fan reactions. So make sure that you tune in to that episode. Monday night, I'm going to be making a very special appearance on the Diamond K Show to cover the fallout from the 20th anniversary episode of WWE Raw. So for those of you that loved our collaboration that we had did earlier in the week, you definitely want to make sure that you listen to my good friend Diamond K this Monday night at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, as I'll be a special guest on his show. Don't worry, we'll remind you of all that at our links on Facebook and on Twitter. All right, that's going to do it, guys. In the meantime, as I said earlier, Shine 6 Wrestling iPay-per-view, hands down, great event tonight. For those of you that are just now joining us, you definitely want to make sure that you listen to this. Rewind, be kind, rewind, and catch all of what you might have missed. And truly a must-order where, once again, a new faction was formed tonight, known as Valkyrie, as Ivelisse, Maiden Sins, Taylor Made, Allysin K, April Hunter. All these beautiful women have formed one hell of a mega heel stable, and at this rate, it looks like they are not going to be stopped, perhaps for months to come. Of course, the next Shine pay-per-view is not going to happen until February 22nd, and of course, we will be covering that event. As I said last year, right before this new year came in, we've made a commitment to Shine Wrestling. We will be covering all of their respected iPay-per-views. So if you like the way we had covered it tonight, rest assured we'll be doing this again. For those of you that like to have that nice breath of fresh air outside of WWE TNA, then this is definitely a wrestling promotion for you to check out and hear the results. We're going to be on a little bit of a break for just a few hours. Once again, join us later today at 2 p.m. Eastern for that exclusive one-on-one interview that I'll be having with former WWE wrestler Gene Snitsky, a little bit of rumblings. We're hearing that he's possibly entertaining the idea of going back to the company. We're going to try to put him in the hot seat and see if there's any truth to WWE reaching out to him. It's going to be a really kick-ass interview, so make sure you check that out. Talk of Wrestling may end here, but it continues over at our website at InfinityOneProductions.com. Check it out. We follow so much more than just wrestling. And subscribe to us in the iTunes, Zoom marketplaces. Just use the keywords, the RCWR Show. Everybody, be safe, be kind to one another, folks. We will see you in just a few hours, 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Take care.